What's up, y'all? So, as you can see from the title, today has been a day, to say the least. Today was really crazy, because I was, I'm trying to figure out the best way to talk about what is going on in my current existence without giving up too much of um, my personal life. But I feel led to share certain details about my situation. So, as y'all know, or some of you all may know already, that I was living in Belize for the past 2 years. Um, and I'm going to make a separate video about why I had to leave Belize. And, you know, I didn't want to necessarily talk about it until I was on my way back, because I didn't want to discourage people from moving out of the country, because I know a lot of people are moving out of the country, but it can be a scary thing to do. And if people are like looking at my example, they might feel like, oh God, like I don't want that to happen to me, right? But I know everything has happened for a reason, and I know I'm divinely guided and divinely protected at all times. And today was definitely an example of that. So, um, my ex used to always say to me, when you're rushing, take your time, because when you rush, you'll mess up and you'll have to go back and do it again. Right? He always used to say that to me. And the first time he said it to me, I was like, that don't even make no sense talking about something when you're rushing, take your time, you know, because I was rushing. And, but then once he said the rest of it and I listened to what he was saying, it made all the sense in the world, right? So, and I bring that up because it has something to do with me rushing today. I was trying to get around. I was getting around on the bus. So the one of the details I do want to share about my journey coming back is that I came back to nothing, not a place to stay, no money. I came back to America with nothing but my children and a few bags. Um, no car, no way to get around, no job. My certifications that I had in dental assisting went, my licenses expired because you have to renew them. So I'm basically starting from experience, right? Starting from experience. And starting from pretty much scratch. But I like to say I'm starting from experience. Now, it's been a while since I've taken the bus. Before this time, it's been years since I've had to take the bus. So I don't know the routes out here. I don't really know how to get around on the bus. I'm always looking at my phone, trying to figure out, with my two children on the on the sidewalk, trying to figure out which way I'm going, which is not the safest thing to do, especially in DC, because you can get your head knocked off out here looking like you don't know where you're going, and you have children and bags, and um but like I said, I'm always divinely protected. Thank God. Thank my angels. Thank Archangel Michael. So anyways, I was leaving my sister's house and I got on the bus and I saw the bus, right? And now I was supposed to catch the A2. Now the A2 goes, like most bus routes, they go one way and then another way. I got on the bus and I was getting on the bus going the opposite way, right? The opposite way of where I wanted to go, right? But when I saw A2, I was like, that's the bus. And I started running after the bus, right? Rushing. Now, when I was back in Belize, you ain't got to rush for the bus because they will stop. They will stop for you wherever you're at and let you get on the bus. But if you from out here in DC, you know damn well them people are not stopping and a lot of them will drive off on you. So, luckily I have my children, so they kind of, take pity on me, I guess. And they see I'm running with kids, so they'll wait for me at the bus stop, but they do drive all the way to the bus stop because that's how they are out here. So anyways, I digress. I'm running to the bus. I get on the bus and then I'm like, oh snap, this bus is going the same way the bus was going when we got off. So then it clicks to me, you're on the wrong bus. So I'm like, damn. I asked the driver, I said, hey, are you going to Anacostia? He said, I'm not really going to Anacostia. He was like, well, I loop back around. He was like, you wanted to get on the bus going the opposite way. And I was like, yeah, that's what I just thought. So I just did all that running. Mind you, I ran for the bus with my children. My daughter's shoes keep flying off. So one of her shoes fell off. Luckily, I keep catching it every time because it's like one of the only pair of shoes that she got for this weather. And so I'm like, oh, her shoe fell off. So I stop, I go back, I run back, I grab the shoe, I run all the way with my baby, with the shoe in my hand to catch the bus. Ciao. And then the bus is waiting for me though. The bus is waiting for me. I didn't have to do that. I could have taken the extra second to stop, put my daughter's shoe on, get to the bus, slow down. I asked a question. You get what I'm saying? Now that in retrospect, I'm thinking about it. I didn't have to be so frazzled, but I was like, oh my gosh, I'm just remembering like that feeling of like being so close to something and then the bus pulls off. Being so close to the bus and then it just pulls off on you because they're tired of waiting or whatever the case may be, right? I've had that happen before. And it's cold outside. I don't want to be waiting outside with my kids for another 20 minutes for the next bus to come. Anyways, I digress. Long story short, I asked the guy, he says, yeah, you wanted to get on the bus. I said, dang. So I'm like, should I get off here and get on the bus going the opposite way? He said, you might as well. He was like, well, he was like, you won't, I'll be coming back around. So he was saying like, basically, I'll be the bus that's coming back around to go back to the station you need to go to. And I was like, damn, so I might as well just stay on the bus, huh? He was like, yeah, pretty much. So then like maybe a couple stops down, he says, this is the bus that you need to get on. And it was across the street and it was like horizontal to us, right? He says, this is the bus that you need to get on. I said, what? He was like, yeah. He was like, and I just remember I don't go back. I'm not going back to Anacostia tonight. This bus is going to Anacostia right now though. So I said, word. I'm like, come on kids, let's go. So I get on the bus, I get off the bus, and I start running across the street. And this is where I messed up because where I messed up again, rushing, right? And I feel it so divinely to share with you guys that God is telling me to slow down. And I feel like I'm behind in so many areas because of my situation. And God is really telling me to slow down. I got you. I got you. And so I've run across the street, and without looking, mindlessly, this lady is coming down the street. Excuse me. This lady's coming down the street in her car. And she stops. And I tell y'all, if she would have just went up a few more feet, I would not be here talking to y'all right now. My child would not be here right now. If she would have just went up a few more feet. And I felt scared and relief and embarrassed and upset all at the same time, because I'm like, oh my God, this lady could have hit me and my children. This lady could have hit me and my children because I was rushing to catch a bus. And another one would have came. And the next, even if I would have missed that bus, it wouldn't have been worth. Like I was saying, it wouldn't have been worth what I risked running across the street. And I felt that divine protection. I felt a relief come over my body. And then I ran down the street. When I saw the lady looked at me, and I looked at the lady, and I said, I'm sorry. Because I know I was in the wrong. I ran out there without really looking, peeping the scene with my children, because I'm trying to catch a freaking bus. And today's message is, when you're rushing, slow down. Slow down. Because you might mess up. And some things you don't get to do again. Sometimes if you mess up bad enough, you don't get to do it again. Right? So I say all that to say, that you guys be easy out here in the States, you know what I'm saying? Like, even wherever you are, wherever you're seeing this message, I feel like, when I got back here in the States, there's a certain energy of a hustle and bustle of, like, you got to get up and move and do and boom, boom, boom and make it happen. And I kind of felt myself like getting back into that because of my situation. I felt, and I was so into that before I even left for America. I was so into that. For Belize, sorry. But I want to encourage people that are living in a space where it's hustle and bustle, it's grind time, it's all this, move fast, do it, we got to make it happen, that push, because we got bills to pay, we got babies to feed, we got things to do. All that is well and fine, but remember that God always got you. You don't have to put so much pressure on yourself, because God is here for us. Our angels are here for us. They are going to take care of us in every way, shape, and form. We just have to meet them halfway. We just have to do our part. We just have to be obedient. This is a part of me being obedient, y'all. Because really, I don't be it's not that I don't want to do the videos, it's just that I'd rather look more presentable. I'd rather not come in my nightgown. I'd rather be looking a certain way. If y'all look at my old videos, you'll see how I look in those videos versus how I look now. But God is calling me to come raw to y'all right now, to come naked in a sense. So I hope that whoever sees this, um whoever sees this, you understand the message of moving slow. In Belize, they have a saying, and it's go slow. Go slow. And I didn't always understand the importance of that until today. Because I'd be like, man, y'all moving slow. I'm trying to hurry up and do this and do that. Get out of here. I'm trying to do this and do this and do that. It's not necessary. It's not necessary. And sometimes it can be detrimental to rush, to hurry up. And so patience is a virtue for a reason. And we're fine. Obviously, you see, I'm fine. Nothing happened to us. But I will not forget. I will never forget this day. I will never forget that moment. It was like an invisible shield. It was so divine the way that lady stopped her car. And I digress. I'm going to take it in, but I hope that you all got the message and understood where I'm coming from. I love y'all so much. You guys have a beautiful night. Peace.